Good afternoon, students. Today we will see about uh, clinical management of diabetes mellitus. So, basically, in the treatment of management of pure diabetes mellitus, there are three components. First one is medical nutrition therapy that include diet as well as physical therapy or exercise therapy. Second one is oral hypoglycemic agent or anti-diabetic agents, and number 3 is considered as insulin therapy. So we will see each one in detail. First we will go for a diet. So dietary treatment should be aimed to ensure the weight control, providing nutritional requirement as well as allow good glycemic control with good glucose level as close as normal maximum time possible to the subject. And next is correcting any associated blood lipid abnormalities. That is the aim of a diet to treatment of diabetes mellitus. In dietary management, if we see, the individual meal plan should be set, and ideally it is set at 6 times in a day. Like that, patient has to take the food in general. Still, it will be scheduled based on patient weight, age, occupation, and physical activity. Balanced diet of diabetes will include of 50% of carbohydrate, 30% of your fat, and 20% of your nitrogens, vitamins, and minerals. Meals should be include more fiber and starch and fewer with a simple or refined sugar. This is how the diet will function for diabetes mellitus. So if you continue with the same, if someone patient is taking insulin also, then he need to add extra food before the period of vigorous exercise. If the subject is taking insulin, then he must eat extra food before period of a vigorous exercise. Now routine blood sugar testing before the each meal and bedtime is necessary during the initial control, during the illness, and when the patient is unstable with the sugar vitals. Excessive salt intake is obviously not allowed because it is particularly restricted in the patient with hypertension as well as along with the nephropathy or renal diseases. Now, how to eat about low glycemic index food? So we have to eat more grains in the least processed state is possible. Limited potatoes and refined grain products. Avoid concentrated sweets which include jellies, jams, cake, ice cream, like that. Choose food with the healthy fats and at least have 3 meals and 3 snacks each day. Eat slowly and stop when it is full. It is not necessary to complete the dish. Avoid the period of fasting and feasting. Do not skip the meals because it will alter your glycogen storage index as well as conversions of glucose, and ultimately affecting your overall blood sugar level. This is how the diet play a major role in case of an diabetes mellitus management because it is directly proportional to the what we intake. If intake is high, then however the drug or other remedies are working will have to work more to digest that particular extra amount of sugar. So that's why the diet play a great role in a management of diabetes. And next component is in the first component is exercise or physical activity. Obviously the physical activity will promote the weight reduction as well as improve the insulin sensitivity, which ultimately helping in the lowering the blood glucose level. Now doing the exercise, that is a always all the time there is a big uh, question to the patient that what kind of exercise should we do, how it should be do, and when it should be do. So normally exercise should be done with the same time and same duration of the day. Suppose somebody is doing of half an hour of exercise in a morning, so he should continue with the same, or he has to incorporate a drug or has to talk with his consultant diabetologist that how the doses will be set or according to his 24 hours scheduling. Whenever the exercise has been done, according to the doses will be altered or set. So there will be no amount of mismatch will happen between the hypoglycemia and your physical exertion. People should know and should be educated that how the potential risk of hypoglycemia is there if you done abruptly or unplanned exercises. It should be avoided. Avoid during when the poor metabolic control is there, and avoid during activity in such a way that it does affect your trauma to your extremities, especially lower limbs and upper limbs. Patient who have more than 200 milligram per deciliter sugar then who had a urine ketones body should not begin the exercise until the urine tests are become negative. Use the proper footwear and avoid the exercise in the extreme of the temperature, either the extreme hot or extreme cold. And have a snack after the exercise to avoid the post exercise hypoglycemia. Because whenever you do the physical exertion which burning your or using your glucose, so patient may go for a hypoglycemic effect. So to avoid that, he should have a certain amount of effects with that. That was about the first component of management of diabetes. Now the second part will be considered as your oral anti-diabetic agents or oral drugs which is used for the control or management of diabetes. So if you see that there are number of drugs which are routinely available or used in a practice, so basically it has been divided in four class that we will see each one in detail, that how it is functioning and which drugs are having which effect. So number one will be the biguanides. Number two will be insulin secretase drug. In that it is again divided in type 1 and type 2. That type 1 will be considered as sulfonylureas and type 2 will consider as non-sulfonylureas. Third type is alpha glucosidase inhibitor, and fourth type is thiazolidine diodes, that is TZD. These are the four class of drugs which are acting on a different way, on different mechanism to control the diabetes. So basically these four drugs are working on four different effects. Number one is that is decreasing the hepatic glucose outcome. Other effect is decreasing the glucose absorption in the GIT, increasing the peripheral glucose uptake in the skeletal muscles, and increasing the secretion of insulin inside the pancreas Langerhans cells. So these are basically a four major effects through which these all four categories of drugs are working either or and getting the effect of control the diabetes mellitus, which is acting on what that we will see in detail with each one. So basically we have seen about four different categories of effect. So we'll see the which category is affecting on what. So the biguanides have a major effect on decreasing the hepatic glucose output and lesser effect on increasing the peripheral glucose uptake. The next category drugs was sulfonylureas that will affecting on majorly increasing the insulin secretion inside the pancreas, while also having effect on decrease in the glucose absorption in GIT. These are the major effect done by the sulfonylureas drugs. The third one will be TZD. These drugs will have a major effect on increase in peripheral glucose uptake and have a less effect on decrease in glucose output in the hepatic system. The fourth category is alpha glucoside inhibitor, which are having a major effect of decreasing the glucose absorption inside the GIT. So this is are the all combinations of the drugs which are used in a different way or different system has to be observed. Now depend on individual patient either which system is active high, which can be known with a different detailed history examination part and differential diagnosis part. Will come to know that patient is having either of the these four effect. So which one is a better according to the choice of the drugs will be said. Now drugs can be also be used with the help of either the single drug or combination of drug, that is called as monotherapy, as well as it is also called as the combination therapy, and along with monotherapy and certain amount of insulin therapy. So depends on each individuals which one has to be suit. That's vary from person to person, and limit of sugar level in individual.